So it's me, your boy K Samson. I have this video to give us today. So don't let anything drive you to a point where you will start to feel like going back to those who have already given you the sign that they don't love you, who have already given you the sign that they don't care about you, who have already refused to support you or care about, who have already given you the sign that they don't truly care about you. They don't really care about your feeling nor about your life. So if someone tell you whom they truly are, don't try to convince them or try to tell them that you too care about them. You know what I'm saying? So the issue is this: if they don't support you, that does not mean you won't be successful. You know what I'm saying? So if they tell you that they don't like you, accept what they're saying, and don't let anything lead you to a point where you will start to feel like, let me try to explain, or let me try to go back to them, because maybe because you feel lonely, you feel like I can't be alone, I can't stay alone, no need of me being alone. So you know, sometimes being alone is hard if you have not addicted to that. You know what I'm saying? Being alone is very, very hard, I know. But don't let that lead you to a point where you start to go back to those whom you truly know that they don't love you. Because sometimes if you don't go back to them, they will still come back to you if they understand that you are able to be alone. But the issue is this: I won't advise you to hate them, but don't let them come close to you. You know, I was in a dream this afternoon. So I was trying to go up to an upstairs. So I see somebody whom is in that upstairs. So he digs something like a hole. So I was trying to climb to the upstairs to come in, but the road that leads to that place, I discovered that there is a trap on that place. So for me to climb now, I start to use my hand to check if there's a trap. So the moment this person discovered that I have already saw her, she decides to run to the room and lock the door. But unfortunately, all glory be to God that I did not step into that pit. I only used my hand to do what? To touch it. So what am I trying to say is this: the reason why I decide to share this dream is because you going back to them is just like you trying to step into the trap. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you trying to go back to the trap that they have set against you, which you have already escaped. Because someone who believes that you can't be successful, someone who have already made up their mind that you can't make it, someone who have already made up their mind that you can never be useful, it's just like they have already set a trap of downfall for you. They have already make up an arrangement that you cannot make it. So no need of you feeling bad or feeling like, let me go back to them. It's just like you vomiting a food and at the same time trying to eat it. So if you come to figure it out, since I was born and even till now, I have never seen a lizard. You know, if you know a lizard, I've never seen a lizard who eat food, no matter how delicious the food may be, or no matter how the light of that place may be. A lizard know this is the time that they ought to eat, and this is the time they will do it. They ought not to eat. You will never see a lizard eating around 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the night. You will never, no matter how bad the situation may be, a lizard will never be around 10 o'clock. Let everywhere be clean. Let light be everywhere. You will never see a lizard eating. So that is the reason why you need to discover, brothers, that let nothing drive you to a point where you will start to feel like, let me go back to the stage where I used to go, whereby you have passed them, whereby you have already grown out of that. You know, one of my friends, when I was at home, Andrew, he said, familiarity is what is sometimes sometimes bring you down. You know what I'm saying? So when you are too familiar to them, you change the system of your living. You know what I'm saying? If you are too familiar with people, it becomes what? A disease to you. So don't let anything drive you to a point where you will start to feel like going back to people whom you know that they don't truly love you, who have already shown you the sign. Mostly people who don't believe that you can make it. Mostly people who don't want you to grow. Mostly people who want you to remain in the same circle with them. People who don't want you to be elevated. People who don't want you to outwork them. People who don't want you to be more successful than them. People who are praying for you to be like them, not to outwork them or not to grow like them. Because in life you are going to meet all kinds of people. You are going to meet people who will be praying for you to be successful. You are going to meet people who is going to be praying for you to grow like them. You are going to be praying also. You are going to meet people who is going to also pray for you to remain in their circle, birds of the same feathers. So don't let anything lead you to a point where you will start to feel like I'm feeling lonely. I can't do this alone. Let me go back to them. I can't stay like this. Let me go back to them. No, brother. Don't let anything lead you to a point where you will go back to your haters, where you go back to your enemies, where you start to mingle with them. You know, the reason why Samson was being killed is because he always tried to go back to those whom he really know that they hate him, to those whom he really know that they don't love him. You got what I'm saying? So Samson know that Delilah don't love her, don't love him. You got what I'm saying? But he refused to discover that going back to your enemy because of loneliness will drive you crazy. So my brothers and sisters, if anyone have already turned their back against you, if anyone have already shown you their true color, don't try to explain to them that they can turn it. And if they try to come back to you by trying to tell you that they have changed, they have done that, don't accept them. I'm not saying you should hate them. I've never speak about hating or you not loving them, but love them in a distance. Have that mentality of not bringing them to a point where they will start to know everything about you. Because someone who hates you coming back trying to tell you that they love you, snake can never change. It can only remove his cloth. It can only remove the cloth, but it still remain the same. You know what I'm saying? So don't let anyone make you feel like they have already changed or they change whom they are. No, they can never change, but they can only change their color. They can only change their color or their cloth. You know what I'm saying? So don't let anything drive you to a point where you will start to believe those who have already lied to you, who have already shown you their true color, brothers. Because no matter how big let me show you this ocean. This is where I passed to before coming to this place. You see it? This is how the ocean is. This have been in many years, in 1,000 years, and it can't change. It remains the same. You know what I'm saying? So that is how you need to. That is why you need to understand that you believing them when they come back to you is just like you doing closing your eyes, trying to walk to the sea, because you don't know whether you will hit this rock or you will hit the other rock. So what am I trying to say is that don't believe those who will come back to you and be telling you that they have changed, be telling you that they have repented, be telling you that they have changed their character, because snake will never change his attitudes. They can only wipe away their old color, their old shirt, their old garment. So don't let loneliness drive you to a stage where you will where you will go back to those whom you truly know that they don't love you. You know what I'm saying? So remain blessed.